Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. It's another Euro 2024 pod, and today we've got myself, Tony, and Ben. Feeling the Euro still? As excited now it's all started?
Give it up, me.
I've thrown the towel in already. How's it been so far?
It's been strange. I think there's been a lot of good games. I think the only boring game has been the England one. But other than that, I've watched every game so far. This is the first one I'm missing, which is a France-Austria. That's obviously kicked off 13 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was just make everyone aware. We've got the Austria-France game happening at the minute. We just couldn't find the time. Anytime we decide to do this pod, there's going to be a game on, isn't there? So we had to go at some point. What about for you, Ben? How's yours started?
Not too bad. Steady away. Doing all right. Apart from my captain, got absolutely robbed of a goal at the end. That would have been good, especially with the goal boost. 2 goals disallowed. One was offside, and the other one was a handball. It's nicked the uppender's hand. I haven't seen them yet. So,
the handball was just ridiculous. Like, I don't think he could have done anything about it in the build-up.
What's funny about it is that if after he crossed the ball to Lukaku, if Lukaku had then laid it off to someone and they'd have scored, the goal would have counted. It doesn't make any sense, really. It's such a harsh decision, that one. Tough one to take that.
I heard on the radio it was saying if it was a defender that touched the ball, it wouldn't have been disallowed because it's the attacker that can't get an advantage from a handball. But it's okay for a defender to handball it by mistake. It's just stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, it did slightly change the direction of the ball. That's what people will argue. So did it help him? Maybe a little bit. He might have been in an even better position if he hadn't touched it. But it's just getting involved in stuff like that. They need to have a call rule. They need to have these, like what you do in tennis and cricket, where it's down to maybe you just have an analysis man at the side next to your manager. And if he decides, actually, I think we could overturn that, and you get 3 in a game, because it's just get ridiculous. They just, even the offside. I mean, the runner play, it's literally a part of his foot. It's like that much of his foot. That's not an advantage in any way, shape, or form. That is no advantage to anybody. He's there just to knock it into an empty net. There's some things like that. It's just not needed for.
Before we get straight into our teams, just a shout out to a few guys in the chat. We've got Mr. H. Good evening. We've got Nathan Wisby, who's saying he's coming home. He's still feeling positive. Mr. H saying he's not coming home for his dream team squad. I think he's feeling the same as me at the minute. And then Baz, I'm not sure what Baz is saying. Some sort of Scottish propaganda there, anti-England. Here we go. Glasgow, the home of international football. We've got to draw them at some point. We need them to make a comeback just so we can face off with Baz. Cheers to everyone that's joining us live, our Patreon members. And I just wanted to shout out a few of our Patreon members quickly because we were doing our deadline stream and we were really pushed for time. So we didn't get a chance to shout everyone out. But we had a really good turnout on the stream. But quick shout out to a few new sign-ups. So we've got Nobbles who's joined, Jay, we've got Dan Morton, we've got The Walk-In Football, we've got Jim Delaney, we've got Tom, Stephen Wow, Peter Franklin, C. Squires, Byron Sabin, Hectic Atoms, Harvey Points, Peter Franklin, Curtis Pack, Kyle Maveris, Will Nichols, Adam Perry. Who else we got? And Bradders today has joined. So, yeah, everyone is feeling it for the Euros. So, yeah, thanks a lot, everyone, for joining.
Cheers, guys.
And hopefully you're joining us for this live stream. Should we go into our teams?
Yeah, let's go.
We did a quick reveal, didn't we?
Yeah.
You're up first. How's it going so far?
Who did you say? Me.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah. it blocked you out there. Right, yeah. So 56 points so far. Gold boost on. Dubravka 9 points today. Pulled a good performance out. Although 2 goals were scored against him, but both disallowed for my captain. Yeah. So yeah, Van Dijk 3 points. Cancelo to play tomorrow. Alexander Arnold 8 points, clean sheet. Had a bonus point taken off him. He was on 9 points when the game finished. Fernandez to play. Shaqiri didn't play for some reason. Didn't even come off the bench. Szoboszlai 10 points with an assist. Ericsson, the man, 18 points with the goal boost. Mbappe playing now. Lukaku 8 points with 2 shots on target. And Ronaldo to play. What do you think, boys?
You've been unfortunate, really. Obviously, with Portugal to come, it could still be a very good score. It's wanting that captain to score, isn't it? 20 points. Yeah. It is, and like I say, it's so harsh when you see them 2 goals back. Both of them are harsh. I think they should both have stood. I know I get slated for that, especially with offsides. I'm one. You need to go back in time. And they're going to be daylight. There's got to be a clear advantage. There's not an advantage by having your toes a little bit further forward.
Yeah, he can't help it. He's got long feet.
Yeah, I don't care what the rule is. I just think it's wrong.
Yeah, I haven't seen the goal. I haven't seen them yet, so yeah, I'll watch them back later. What do you say, Scott?
I say 56 points does look all right, isn't it? It's mostly just the booster that's making us worry, I think.
Yeah, some big hitters still to play for me, so hopefully some more goals.
Virgil got unlucky, didn't he? He had a nice volley in that game.
Yeah, I was hoping for a penalty or something. I got the Van Dijk in for penalties. Cancelo and Alexander Arnold playing quite high up, so I thought I'll go in at the start, get my team prepped for it, and then I can move away from the big boys at the back and start bringing in some attacking midfielders. The big, more expensive ones. Shaqiri took the last penalty for Switzerland. Szoboszlai and Ericsson are on set pieces and penalties, so that's why I got them in. And Fernandez, it looks really good for Portugal. So I thought that's what I was going to go with. And then, like I said, I'm going to move off probably Van Dijk. Might sell Trent, I haven't decided yet. And then put some money into midfield eventually.
Yeah, I've got a few questions, but actually all the questions that I would ask you are pretty much covered in the listener questions anyway. I'd ask you a question on Trent, Shaqiri, but yeah, a few guys in the chat have also already asked these questions, so we'll save it for then. Do you want to do yours, Tony?
Yeah. 37 points so far. Really not so great. Ukraine getting battered by three long range goals, and not much you can do about that. Romania, who I didn't think would be able to score. Yeah, obviously just tore up the form book and turned up at this tournament. So yeah, Lumin 1 point, Zabanya 0, Konopla -1 because I think he picked up a yellow as well. So not the greatest start from a back line. I've got Cancelo, who I dropped in after I took out Foden. I was telling you on Friday, I was looking. Obviously, he's had such a good season for City. He is world class. He just isn't the same player in an England shirt. And I felt that, and I didn't want like my City bias to start clouding my judgment. I looked at his stats for England, and they're not great. He seems to be a different player in an England shirt. So I dropped him out and put Fernandez in, which could be $500,000 to upgrade from Dalot to Cancelo. So if Dalot scores a couple, I mean, it's paid off a little bit because Foden obviously didn't do very much. We're very surprised he weren't hooked. I think Southgate needs to be braver with that and hook the players if they're non-existent. Same with Kane. I think they should have took him off, possibly put Watkins on, put Gordon on left, and just done something different. When your better players are getting marked out of the game, and you've got to try and change it up. But back to my team, Doku, 2 points. A lot of huff and puff. He had some good moments, some indifferent moments, but no bonus points there. Szoboszlai, who absolutely stunk in the first half. I was thinking, what have I put in here? Because I was tipping him to be the best value player in the game at $3.5 million. Anyway, come back second half, got an assist, and they're unlucky, hungry not to get out of the game. I do think, I don't know whether you've watched it. It is ridiculous. Like when you have a free kick taker and you say, Szoboszlai, he's on every free kick. 10 yards, free kick 10 yards in their own half. He's on it.
On the halfway line, wasn't it?
He's lofting it up into onto edge of penalty area, and then he's having to jog in himself. What the hell is it? What's the manager doing? Not just saying, just put your keeper or one of your centre halves on that, loft it up, because if that ball drops down, you want Szoboszlai on it. It's ridiculous. It's literally, I don't know if it's him that's doing it, who's saying, I'm on every free kick, so I'll take all the free kicks. If it is, it's embarrassing. But yeah, 10 points off him. Musiala, unbelievable talent. He was a later arrival after took Gundogan out. It's because I weren't playing the goal boost, so I went for Musiala because I'd been annoyed if I didn't put him in after him having a great tournament last time as well. So 13 points from him in the goal, great performance. Fernandez still to play. Captain Lukaku, again, we've touched on that, so unfortunate. Could have had a couple, looked lively, looked big, strong, held the ball well, did what he usually does, what we did know him for. And then Mbappe obviously playing now, and Ronaldo up top. So still got a bit of firepower to come. I'm hoping that I can get a little bit out of them, get more up towards the 60-point mark for the first week, try and salvage something. But yeah, not great.
He's mad though. When you said you were going to do the Ukraine block when you popped in on the live, I kind of I envied that a little bit. I saw it and I thought, I wanted to get at least one Ukraine player, but I didn't end up getting one. Obviously got away with one, but I thought that's the sort of thing that's going to work for you. I thought anyway.
I mean, it could have been worse. The people like Mittelstadt that I wanted only got 3 points. Van Dijk only got 3. The Italian lads conceded. It could have been worse. If there were a few more clean sheets knocking around, I could have been really punished by that. I could have been even further behind, which would have been scary because it would have pretty much been good night.
Is that it? Is it Spain, England, Romania? Of course, our boy Dubravka.
Yeah,
grabbing one this evening. Yeah, no, I think that looks decent. I was looking at both your teams actually, and across the tournament so far, and I feel like the only thing that's been really consistent and predictable has been the bonus point scorers. Because all the big hitters haven't really delivered so far for sort of goals. But you still look at Szoboszlai, and he's done exactly what we thought. Eriksen, you might not have been able to call the goal, but he did look like he was going to be good for bonus.
Yeah.
Even with Mbappe, it's not Mbappe, Doku, you were unlucky with him really because he still had his 6 dribbles or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He got a -2 for the error leading to a goal, and then -1 for a foul. So he still did quite well on there. And then Musiala as well.
Could have been better. Yeah.
Maybe that's something we look at for the next couple, getting those bonus point players in. Shall I go on to mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go on, mate.
So our boy Dubravka in goal. That's an unlikely clean sheet. I was not expecting anything really from this first fixture. So is he my? Oh no, I thought for a second he's my highest scoring player as well, but just a point behind Szoboszlai. Middle stat with 3. I think he was okay. It was just that fluke goal. Would you call it that for Scotland? Freak goal.
Yeah.
It was a freak. They look very good for the clean sheet, Germany.
Yeah,
but
never mind. And then DeMarco, he looked like he was going to be so good, but he absolutely wrecked it, didn't he? Early on.
Was it him who did the throw in, weren't it?
Yeah, it was his throw.
What do you teach as a kid, Ben? What are you teaching your lads?
Throw it down the line.
Down the line. Never across your box. Ever. Never square. Do not throw that ball square. Oh.
But yeah, came back with 4 points. We've all got Cancelo still for tomorrow and Bruno. Szoboszlai with 10, same as you guys. Shaqiri, I was adamant he was going to play. I know there's a few guys in our Discord that were going to go for him, but were put off by the comments that he might not be able to sort of play every match and his fitness might not be there for sort of 3 games in quick succession. But I really did think he'd get that opener. So that was a bit gutting. Gundogan, that was a nightmare. That first game with Gundogan. So obviously he looked like he was going to grab the pen, didn't he, for the first one that got overturned. And then, of course, got two injured with that 2-footed tackle to even take the penalty that they finally did win. So, yeah, I felt a bit unlucky there.
You're lucky he carried on.
Yeah, I mean, I take the 7 points because I did think, I don't know if we were speaking, but I feel like we all thought that he was going to go off.
I thought he was going to go off at half-time, definitely.
You see Pascal Gross, didn't you, warming up at half-time, and you thought, that's him gone. But...
Yeah, he came on for Andrick, didn't he? Who had a yellow card, so yeah, he must be fine.
And then I did Harry Kane in my team. I see you guys haven't got him. Yeah, now starting to wish I had Ronaldo, maybe. I went from his captain. I was confident he'd do all right, but yeah, didn't really show up in that
12th
game.
man, I had him. I forgot to say I had my 12th man, but yeah.
But yeah, like we said, as captain on goal boost or goal bonus, yeah, not a good result. So I've got just Mbappe left as pretty much my last hope of grabbing a goal. I think Mbappe, Bruno, and Cancelo. We might see the first ever goal bonus without a goal scorer. It would just be my luck, wouldn't it? But yeah, 45 points. But yeah, the boost has been an absolute flop so far.
I think you pretty much guarantee that the person that wins the 35k and wins the whole thing is he will have a goal booster with his captain scoring at least 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I guess. And it's just going to be pot luck, really. Because it is a bit of pot luck because you got Lukaku, Ronaldo, and Mbappe with good fixtures. It's flip a coin, isn't it?
Yeah, you I mean, obviously you can make up whatever story you want of, oh yeah, I didn't think this player would score because of this, and I didn't think this guy would have scored because of that. But these 4 strikers, the bookies' favourites to score anytime. Like it's not, we're not asking much here.
Yeah.
But just I was going to just shout out as soon as we're talking about the bonus as well. We've got a guy called Hammer Holman in the chat in the Discord. He just posted his screenshot. He's got a midfield 4 of Bellingham, Musiala, Wirtz, and Eriksson on his goal bonus. So he's got 4 goals in his midfield at the moment. Not bad, is it? At all. Yeah, let us know how your boosters have gone so far in the comments. Should we go question time?
Let's do it.
Quick like plug. Obviously, if you're joining us now live, please do leave a like on the video. And if you're not live, but you were interested in joining us on the live streams or becoming a Patreon member, there'll be a link in the description below. But yeah, we'll get straight onto these questions. So David 87 up first. any must-haves or must-get-rids from the fixtures so far? Take this, Tony.
Well, a player that impressed me was Wirtz. I liked how he was getting in behind. He looked a threat, cutting in from that side. I think he looked a lot more of a threat than what Havertz did. So I've got my eye on Wirtz. I think he might be somebody you need to bring in. They did look pretty. And it's hard to tell a lot from that opener. Scotland did sit back. They had a game plan, and when you concede early, it's tough to get shift from that game plan, if you will. Especially when you're up against the quality that Germany have, and it were a tough ask for Scotland, and then going down to 10 men. So we can't really read into how impressive it was from the Germans, or was it just a really bad night for the Scottish? But yeah, Wirtz one impressed me.
Yeah, so looking at the Germany game, Musiala for me, I thought he was brilliant, and he's high on my watch list. The only thing is it's putting me off maybe not getting him in is obviously they only need one more win. So if they're through after 2 wins, will they rotate in the third match, or do you just go for the points, get them in, and then worry about it when you get to game week 3? So yeah, must get rid. I think for me in my team is Van Dijk. France up next. He was only in there just for the goal boost, just to see if we can get a penalty or a goal. He scored 2 goals in his last 2 friendlies for the Netherlands, so he's a threat from corners and that. So yeah, and he's a lot of money. 5 million is a lot of money for centre half. I've just done it as a punt for the goal bonus. So him and Shaqiri. Shaqiri, if he's not going to play, he's got to go. But he's only 2.5 million, so it's not a big worry. But obviously, you want playing players in your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Musiala out of the 2 Germans. I liked him slightly more. Just I got this feeling that these bonus points are kind of more repeatable than the chance of them getting a goal or not. And he just seemed like he was just completing so many dribbles and all that sort of stuff. Did you see he had 100% passing in the game as
Really?
well? Yeah, I think it was like 30 odd passes, 100% accuracy. So he got his like 3 player performance marks for that. I think obviously Shaqiri for me has got to go for the same reasons as you. But again, we chatted about this, didn't we, Ben? But there's probably a chance that he plays Scotland now, which is looking like one of the best fixtures. But can you take the risk without knowing the lineups? Just feels
tricky,
too dodgy. What is actually the first? They play early on. Do you know what the first fixture is off the top of your head?
No, they're 8 o'clock. They're 8 o'clock, Scotland.
Yeah, it was Croatia in it, the first one.
Oh,
Croatia.
yeah, I'm just Croatia, Albania at 2.
Mother-in-law's Scottish, so I did ask her if she was coming up to watch that game for a laugh.
Well, that's a shame, that, isn't it? If that was the first one, could have done us a favour.
You see Tierney celebrating a tackle after 3 minutes, getting a bit emotional.
He's getting pelted for that, isn't he? For me, someone that might not be as sort of standout, but I think Gay at 3 million just seems too good value, really, to turn down to get into that England defence. So I think I would probably put him in must-have, even though it's not the most exciting pick. But I thought he did really well. Sorry.
Does if England win that second game, he might not play the third game. That's the only thing that puts me off him.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, isn't it, to judge this?
And because you could say the same. Look at Belgium, right? They've lost, but they've got 2 decent fixtures. Will he just go right? I'm ripping the team up and just getting rid of Fass and De Bast, and then bringing in Vertonghen. I don't know how long Vertonghen's out for, but he was injured today, weren't he? He might just bring him in. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like you're weighing up. Do I choose to play the teams that have done well, but then less likely to play in match day 3, or do you choose the teams that didn't perform well because you might get an extra game out of them? It's kind of a weird balance.
I don't think Belgium are in that boat. I think any other day they win that game. I don't think they were that bad. I think they had the chances. Yeah, they had 2 disallowed. They had other chances as well. They should have got some out of the game. I'm pretty certain he plays that same 11 again in the next fixture. So don't worry about that with them. Obviously, same with England. I mean, I know it weren't the great performance, but we've won. I'm pretty sure he'll just put the same faith in that 11 again and go again. He could be pretty stubborn like that as well, Southgate. Yeah.
I do think maybe as well, like, the England group's probably not the good example because there was a draw. It's looking better for us, isn't it? But with someone like Gehi, maybe it is nice for him to sort of get a bit more playing time alongside Stones, get that partnership going. If Luke Shaw gets thrown in the mix for match day 3, are they going to want Gehi and Shaw to have a little bit of time together playing?
Yeah, I think so, definitely, because obviously being down that side, you need that.
There's been a goal, lads.
Yeah, 1 goal, Austria.
Yeah, Mbappe cross headed in.
Woba, own goal.
Mbappe assist.
Yeah, other than that, I have put Bellingham on my list, but we've got a question on it. So should we save the Bellingham talk?
Yeah.
We've got C. Tobes, 22, keep or sell Ericsson. Ben, you're the Ericsson owner in town. What are you feeling?
I'd just keep him for now. He's only 3 million. I would imagine you'll have other fires apart in your team. So yeah, keep him. He's on all set pieces. He's still got potential to get bonus points. He might come away with 5 points, even if you don't score or get an assist.
Watching the Denmark game, he was so advanced, Ericsson. You're unlucky not to get another goal. I don't see why he couldn't pick up some points against England. Keep for me. You've got him.
And they've got only 1 point as well, so they'll definitely need to win their 3rd game.
Yeah. I just think as well, like he'll get set pieces still, won't he? Like his bonus came from what was it? He had like 9 corners and 14 crosses or something silly. Like he'll still get that. They might not have as much of the ball, but corners, set pieces will still take place, won't they? So he's got a good chance of getting bonus. Baz, yeah, that's a unanimous keep, I think. Like you said, bigger things to sort out. Sorry, not Baz. Who wants to do? Who wants to do part 2?
Baz answering C-Top's question.
Yeah.
Keep, because he's got a prime fixture next.
We do part two of Connor's question. So, what did you think of the England game and the tactics? And do you think the side will change for Denmark? Do you want to do that, Tony?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change. I don't think it will change. I thought for the first half an hour we looked good. Looked like we had a bit about us. Quite a bit of confidence. Like these players like Bellingham coming off a Champions League win, strutting around the pitch. You got Foden, great season. Probably his best season so far. Winning the Premier League as well. Got some top drawer players on that pitch, and you thought when that first goal went in, Saka, who was probably the best player on pitch for the first 30 minutes. When that first one went in, you thought, get a couple more here and then have a nice, easy night. A little bit like what the Germans did against the Scotch. But I'm not too sure what went wrong. I know that Saka becoming effective down the right-hand side, and then you had Trippier, who's a right-footed player on the left-hand side, which kind of nullifies that left-hand side. It's not as easy to attack down that side. So I think that found Foden a little bit lost. And I think then after half-time, the Serbs, they really did a number on Saka down his wing. He didn't get a sniff. That Pavlovic, Pavlovic down that side, he were unbelievable second half. It's like they threw out his twin brother, who was a lot better than him. And there's no awful teams in the competition. They're international players, and they were up for it second half. They're a big team as well, like very big side, the Serbs. So I think they bullied us. I think they've played to their strengths second half and bullied us. But when you want to change it, Southgate were found wanting again. The subs did nothing. He was probably a little bit too worried to take off Foden and Kane. And I understand it to a degree because you want that second goal, you want to make it comfortable. The last thing you want to do is take off Foden and Kane, and then the Serbs equalise, and obviously you get pelted, wouldn't you, with that? But you've got to be brave. If they're ineffective in this game, get them off. Get them off and put something fresh on. If you're going to take Ivan Toney, put him on. Why take him?
What about you, Ben? In agreement?
Yeah, I thought the first half an hour we were immense. I thought we were brilliant. And I thought, come on, we're going to get a few here tonight. And then, like you say, after Walker missed that easy, well, not easy chance, but I was like, at least hit the target.
Should have scored, shouldn't he?
Yeah. He's awful attacking wise, isn't he? Like, defensively, he's obviously one of the best in the world. But when he gets up front, like down there, he didn't know what to do. Like, just hit the target. How much money is he on? Honestly, he can't even shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was, and I like Trent in midfield. I thought he did all right. Loving the long balls and that, and I enjoyed watching him play midfield. Obviously, he lost the ball a couple of times, but I think for someone who's not used to playing there, I think he did quite well, and I'd like to see it again. I don't think they'll change anything. I don't. What's his name? Ten Hag reckons that Shaw won't make any of the group games. He was saying. I read today, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. It would have been good to see a left winger come on as well instead of Foden.
Yeah.
I understood why he just kept Kane on, but Kane started coming deep, didn't he? And then it was like congesting the midfield. In the first half, he just stayed up front and it gave us a bit of space. So, yeah, I was watching a Rooney documentary about Euro 2004 the other day, and we played France in the first match. We were 1-0 up, and we missed a penalty. Beckham missed a penalty. And then Rooney come off with like 5 minutes to go, and then it all went to shit. And then Zidane scored 2 goals. And then they were like, "Why do you take Rooney off?" So it's the same thing could have happened.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Like, I would have kept Kane on. Like, I think the way we started the game was perfectly fine, but the squad is so good that just make those little changes. Like, just because it didn't work across the whole game doesn't mean we can't keep like that again for the first half, start that way, and then make the changes when it's needed. But yeah, I heard everyone getting really frustrated that Kane hadn't made many touches in that first half. Wasn't it like two touches in the first half?
Haaland does all season, isn't he? Haaland stays up front and then he just comes up with the goals. Doesn't need a lot of touches.
Yeah, and he didn't need with Bellingham behind and the other players we've got. He doesn't need to be there. So just make sure that you're in the box for that key moment. So I'd rather keep him in there.
And the first 15 minutes, Foden was everywhere. Bellingham was everywhere. And that was brilliant. And then it just sort of like Foden just stayed out on the left. And then he didn't like wander around anymore. It's weird.
Do you not think that we're like... I think the Serbs just tactically changed. They must have. And they started to nullify us, whether that would be by man marking or a changing system. They definitely did something, and we didn't react to it. And we had all second half to react to that. All second half for that management to solve that, or the players on the pitch to solve it, and they didn't. They were clueless.
Did you not think the referee was being a bit lenient as well for football nowadays? I thought like you wouldn't get away with that normally. With say a Spanish referee was in charge.
Yeah, they buoyed up all the time.
Pushing in the back in that. There was loads of pushes in the back.
Yeah,
just letting it go. And then if there was a foul and it still stayed to an English player, he wasn't just stopping the game and going, "Yeah, free kick," even though it was a blatant foul because we still had the ball. He just went play on.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Yeah, I think you forget, don't you, that the other team gets to do tactics too. We talk about change this up, change that up, but the thing. We've got there's so much choice. Like as soon as it stopped working, maybe for Foden, like you said, get Eze or Gordon on.
There's no reason the talent that we've got.
Yeah, you can just break the game down into phases, can't you? So
yeah.
Overall, though, I think we'll do the same. I think we'll do the same. Give Foden a chance to work again, and if it doesn't, then change it earlier this time. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think he's got to have something in his head. No, like, to change that game, changing Trent for Conor Gallagher, it's not going to work. Sorry. I like Conor Gallagher as a player, but he's not going to... You have to do something different, and he wasn't doing anything different to what Trent were doing, so everything stayed the same.
We'll go to Graham. Any early regrets?
Ukraine. But I tell you what, if Turkey keep a clean sheet, is it tomorrow they play a Turkey in it? I will be feeling a little bit sick because I did have a Turkey blocking at one point. So yeah, but I went to Ukraine after studying the stats, and they did all right in the warm-up game. They kept a clean sheet against Germany. I mean, to be fair, they've been done by a few absolute worldy strikes. So
they had like 70% possession, I think, as well. Like it was proper hit on the counter each time.
Yeah, and that happens, especially after the first one goes in. You're chasing game, and that's another thing that disappointed me with England is. So the Serbs were coming on us then. They were coming at us. They were playing well, but they were attacking, and we couldn't pick them off. We had nothing on the counter, kind of thing. We weren't great.
What about you, Ben?
I think I regret captain Lukaku now, and then on the other hand, I think he was unlucky. So yeah, but I think Ronaldo's going to do well when he plays, and obviously Shaqiri. But I'm not too fussed because I probably would have gone for like a Sudakov or a Sigankov instead of Shaqiri. So yeah, it didn't work out for them either. So I could have maybe gone and put more money in midfield and gone cheaper defence, but there weren't many clean sheets about anyway, so it's not too much of a regret. Maybe just a captaincy. As you see, I've got my vice captain on Ronaldo, so it was between the two of
them. Yeah, obviously Shaqiri for me, but I mean, it's hindsight, isn't it? Like I was adamant that he was going to be a decent pick, like so. Yeah, I'm not too wound up about it. The only thing that I kept flip flopping between the 12th man to start with and the goal boost to start with. But even looking at that, like, I mean, I know we don't know what Ronaldo's going to do yet, but depending on whether Mbappe delivers, it still hasn't. But even if you had all four strikers, it hasn't still been the best week, has it? For all of them. So no, you just have to play, don't you? Just have to play the game. No regrets. Move on.
Exactly.
Bellingham time. Is he must have, Tony?
No. I don't think he's must have. He's a very good option. He's playing with swagger, isn't he? 20-year-old, and he's pumped up, he's ready for it. You can see he's a leader. An absolute leader, even at 20-year-old. He looks like a 30-year-old man, doesn't he? It's so strange. Like, Again, but he's one who went missing in second half. So I'm still putting him in the boat of, it were good for 30 minutes, but much good after that. He took his goal very well, bursting into the box, great header. It's nice to see. Obviously, he's done that all season for Real Madrid. I think he's a very good option at 6 million. It'd be interesting to see how Fernandes does if when Fernandes plays against the Czech, because obviously that could be a straight swap. But I wouldn't say must-have though. Good option.
Yeah, I don't think he's a must-have. It's quite expensive, and you got players like Wirtz and Musiala for 4.5 million. You got Yamal at Spain. Ruiz looks quite good as well, doesn't he? For 3.5 million. But yeah, so they've got two games left. If they beat Denmark, then you probably ain't going to see him in the third match. So that's what probably put me off bringing him in now. But I do have to say, I love his passion, and I loved it when he looked up at the crowd and he's like, "Come on!" And then he just walked straight into Kostic and give him one on the chest, and he made out like he didn't see him.
I felt sorry
like
for
5 minutes earlier, he got elbowed in the face, didn't he? And
yeah,
he didn't go to VAR or anything.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for Kostic. Like I thought
he was just in the wrong place, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was going to have him back, but he sort of looked at him a bit like, "What did I do?" My initial thoughts on Bellingham watching the game was like, yeah, must have, and seeing how quickly those player performance marks were going up as well.
Yeah,
it's the 6 million though. That's the bit that brings you a little bit back down to reality, isn't it? Because you need to see what the other guys do. Like you said, I put down Bruno, but Ronaldo's same price as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So you need to see what else you can get for 6 million. And also what you can get. I don't know. You've got your Ericsson at 3 million. Can you replicate that with another £3 million player somewhere else?
Yeah,
and get better value out of it. So yeah, as exciting as he is, and I wanted to say that we need him. He's must have, but it's just that price. I think we just need to see everyone play first. Exciting, definitely, but
yeah,
not 100% sure. For me, I've got Kane though. So again, I can be looking at maybe over 2 games. How does he compare to Kane? Can I save the 7.5 off Kane maybe? But yeah, we'll see. We've got Solo Higgins. Which non-essential striker has the best Matchday 2 and 3 fixtures? Now, how did you see this question? Non-essential. Are we calling that a differential? Differential striker?
Yeah, I think you're going against
outside the big 4.
Yeah, outside the box, I'd say.
Go on then, lead the way.
It's tricky. Obviously, Morata, who I've absolutely slaughtered for the last 3-4 weeks. When he was running through on goal, I actually said to Mrs. "You'll miss this." And he wasn't the greatest of finishes either. But he did get on the score sheet. Fair play to you, Morata. I would probably more impressed with Gakpo. Not just the goal he got. I think he were a danger all game. He had a few chances in amongst it. And obviously being cheaper and not as obvious as the other lads that were all playing. I think he's a good choice. The other people that obviously the strikers, and this is why I spoke about Wirtz earlier, is that he's playing it off that left, but they kept trying to find him behind, and he's literally making runs in ahead of the striker. So I'd have Wirtz down as a striker, probably a midfielder playing out of position. So yeah, he's one for me.
Not that bloke from Hungary. That
Varga.
absolute unit. No, did you see the one who come on?
Yeah, he was an absolute monster, weren't he? The beast. I tell you what, though, he could move as well, couldn't he? He really shook things up when he come on.
Won't mess with him.
What was he called? Alan or someone?
He looked like an Alan.
Yeah, he did look like an Alan. Yeah.
Who you got, Ben? Who you got?
Obviously, though, touching on that, obviously, Gakpo, he does have the French up next, but I think there's goals in that game, France and Netherlands. I think we're when we're talking about like the goal boost and your strikers, I don't think you have to be worried about the bigger games, like, especially like France and Mbappe and that, playing against that Dutch defence in behind. Lovely.
Yeah, looking at the fixtures, obviously I'll keep going on about this, where the teams still have to win in the third fixture. Maybe a Serbia striker. So Serbia have where are we? They have Slovenia and Denmark. And they have to win both games. I would have said Mitrovic, but he got taken off early, and I don't know why. And he's a captain as well, so why do you get taken off early? I know it was a tactical change, but he scores goals for fun, doesn't he? So I'm surprised he took him off. He could be a good option, or that Vlahovic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were talking about Hungary. Hungary have to win, but they have a tough match coming up. I had that Barnabas Varga up front in the Telegraph game, and he got me a goal, quite cheap. And he had a good season in Hungary. I think he scored 29 goals. I'll double check that. I know it's the Hungary league, but he's got a good record if you wanted a differential. But yeah, I don't mind Tony Shout going 5 in midfield. Get someone in there if you don't fancy that. Yeah, 20 goals in the league out of 24 games. Varga got 29 goals in 40 all competitions.
Blimey.
Ferencvaros.
That double looked lively, didn't he, for Switzerland? That was in the Swiss game.
Oh yeah,
Grabbed the goal. He looked good. And obviously you got Croatia. Obviously took a bit of a tonking. Should have had a goal though. That were ridiculous.
Yeah.
I honestly like things like this. So I don't know if you've seen it, but he's literally just about to tap the ball into an empty net 3-4 yards out. And Rodri just trips him. No play of the ball, trips him. Now, really, they should just blow the whistle and go, that's a goal. I'm sorry. So you make him take a penalty. Penalties, and they don't send Rodri off. But he's not made a play for the ball, so it should be a red card.
Yeah, they were saying a double jeopardy thing, but he didn't play the ball at all.
But that's only if you make a play for the ball.
Yeah.
If he doesn't try to get the ball, then he can be sent off. And they should have sent him off because he in the end, especially because obviously the penalty got saved by Simon. And then not only that, is then when they put the rebound in and they do him for encroaching, I think that's horrendous.
And he was off his lines as well.
Oh,
for the save.
Yeah.
But yeah, mad.
So Croatia should have had a goal, but obviously never did. But they're a team that needs to win a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to stick with the big boys, but like Havertz maybe a drop below that. Obviously, Hungary and Switzerland up next, 4.5 million. A few more out there ones that we haven't really had a chance to have a look at to see what happens. But I think Austria, obviously playing right now, they've got is it Grigoric up top? I don't know how he's getting on in this France game, but after that, he's got Poland, who I don't think looked fantastic. And then even though Netherlands were okay, they gave up a lot of chances as well.
Yeah.
apparently Austria is supposed to be fairly good, so he could be an option potentially. If they lose this one, he might be up there for two starts. And then Patrick Schick as well from Czech Republic. He's got his first game against Portugal, which you'd imagine they should end up losing. But if he does, he's then got Georgia and Turkey, which I think look two really nice fixtures. Still a bit of question marks who's on pens there, isn't it? Because we thought it was Souček, but then he didn't. Then he took the last two, but then didn't take the two in that game where he was on the pitch in the last friendly. So I think Patrick Schick is one of the takers, depending on whether he's on the pitch. But yeah, I mean, you are taking big gambles with these differentials, but both Dovbyk and Sesko didn't really deliver. Did you see that Sesko play? He was
he nearly snapped the post in half, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus, he looked all right. I liked him.
He's got a bit of Van Persie about him, the way he sort of just whacks them from anywhere.
Yeah.
Or Podolski style.
Yeah. Raw, loves a shot. He looks a decent talent.
Yeah, can hit a ball, definitely. Maybe he shouldn't be put off just by the one game where they didn't deliver. We've seen it enough times, haven't we, on Dream Team, where if it is a quiet game week, we might see a lot of people changing their strikers when actually all you need to do is hold, and it'll come. So, best booster for Matchday 2. Obviously, we've approached it in different directions, but you started with 12th, Tony.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a feel for the starting lineups, positions that players have played, because I know we go off the qualifying, don't we? And we've had a bit of the Nations League and stuff, but sometimes it just changes, get to a tournament, and so I just wanted to watch this opening round. I did it with using the 12th man, obviously, because picking between them four strikers is hard the best of the time. I thought that Max captain or 12th man were a decent player this week. The booster, again, just for the reasons of the goal boost. I didn't really want to use it at the first one because I just wanted to know who we were playing, in all honesty. And I think when you come to the second game, they might be more open because teams are likely to go for it. Because if, say you're Serbia and they're losing in the second game, they've got to go gung-ho. If they're 1-0 down, 2-0 down, they've got to throw people forward. So that might open it up for them teams to put 3 or 4 past them. So I just think there'll be more goals at the second round of games. So that's my aim for. I think I'll be using making sure I can get to it with my 3 transfers. It might mean I've got to possibly hold the majority of my Ukrainian block, which I don't think it's a bad thing. I think today are a bit of a freak accident, occurrence. They've not got Belgium until the last game, so yeah, I'm thinking goal boost. But obviously, you two have used it in Matchday 1, so are you thinking of booster in Matchday 2?
Ben?
Obviously, if I had all my chips, I would be using goal boost in Matchday 2. 12th man. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it yet. Nothing stood out where I'm thinking, I need to get that person in. The fixtures seem a little bit harder than this game week as well. So I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to have to think about it. What about you, Scott?
Initially, I was thinking sort of straight out the block. I'd probably do the goal boost and 12th man, but I want to wait and see what happens. Obviously, rewatching what happens with Mbappe, and then seeing what Ronaldo does tomorrow, because I can see myself panicking if Ronaldo does go off tomorrow and potentially 12th man and him into my team for the following week. But I am still quite eager to use probably the main 2 in the group stages, I think. I guess the with so many third place teams going through, round of 16 wouldn't be awful.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking that the knockouts would be tough, really tough games, but yeah, the round of 16 might throw up a few nice games.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I did it again, if I could go again and I had all my boosters, I think I'd be maybe wait for a standout player to hit form, I think.
So unlucky though. Like Ben obviously with captain Sato Lukaku was so unlucky that. It's
I mean, if you had 2 goals from him today, captained as well.
Yeah, lovely.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It costs like 22 points, doesn't it? Every goal when it's goal boost as well, captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20. I must say though, planning for this, I want them gone. These boosters out the game.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have built my team like this if there was boosters. If there wasn't boosters.
Yeah.
Because you're choosing players different to what you'd usually choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a wild card or something like that. I know they don't want to copy FPL fully, but at least with like free hit and wild cards, you're still picking players based on the same criteria almost.
Yeah. It would be nice to have like an overhaul when you wanted to use it instead of all at the same time. Then everyone's going to pick the same players. Well, you would imagine similar players.
Yeah.
Next part of Solo's question was, should all or most of this week's transfers be targeting players who are likely to play the next 2 group games? I guess we've covered it a fair bit, but yeah, what are you thinking? Are you looking to try and see? Are you going to get two matches out of these players, or are you just going to try and play it 1 week by 1 week?
Yeah, I think he's got a good point. Is like when we go back to the Bellingham thing, it puts that doubt in your mind now. If England win the second game against Denmark, is Bellingham going to be playing that third game? I can't see it. I think he'll rest a few. Kane, Bellingham. You'll have to use his squad then, surely. So it does put that doubt in your mind, because ultimately, if you attack match day 2 without any thought for match day 3, you could end up with quite a light team in match day 3. So I would definitely be making my transfers with that in mind, and just hoping that with these 3 transfers, next week's match day's 3 transfers, I can put 8 or 9 players out, hopefully.
Yeah, just look at your team and see how your team's got on this week, and if most of them have won, then you're gonna probably struggle to put a team out in game week 3. Like you could use one transfer, maybe target, I don't know, for example, a Croatia striker or something. They're playing Albania, but then the week after they've got Italy, so it's a harder game for them to score in. And I don't think I'd go for that Petkovic, because obviously he missed the penalty and he might get dropped. So Kramaric played as well, didn't he? But yeah, I'm not sure about that. Like you say, all the teams are in the Euros are decent teams. There ain't no crap teams. Like 20 years ago, yeah, there'd be 5-0, 6-0 all over the place. But if there was a 24 team Euros, obviously it was only 16 teams before. But yeah, most teams are getting better now because their players are playing abroad and they're playing in the big leagues. Like I was seeing it on the telly the other day at Albania. Obviously, when they had their civil war, all their obviously their families left and emigrated to other countries, and like they're growing up in England and Italy and Germany, and then they're coming back to the country with being trained more professionally. And then like look at Broja, he's obviously grew up in the UK, and then he's gone back to play for his parents' country. So you're getting trained at better clubs professionally.
Yeah.
You come back.
I think there was a stat like 11 of the Albanian squad all playing Serie A.
Mm.
So, I mean, they're no mugs.
Mm.
And I think I said before, I don't know who was saying to target Albania, but they were like, no, they're an all right side, but Albania.
Yeah.
They're not some whipping boys. They've got a decent team spirit and some decent players in there. And obviously, like you say, it tells, doesn't it, when they're growing up in proper footballing nations and getting probably a better level of training than what they would back in Albania. And yeah.
That's what they're saying about Ukraine. It's going to be like that as well. All the players that are going abroad now, because usually they all play for Shakhtar Donetsk, Dinamo Kiev.
Yeah.
But now they're going abroad. So they'll have probably another golden generation soon.
Yeah.
The chat is saying Mbappe's just missed a sitter, apparently.
That Hungary striker.
Varga, or the one you've seen.
Yeah.
Alan.
Toby Bradburn said he's called Adam, not Alan.
Oh.
Nice one for that, Toby. Adam. He can be called whatever he wants to be called. I won't tell him any different anyway. Jesus Christ.
I would know from Adam from Eve.
So do you know what we're saying about like how the teams have got on? Sort of if they've got one win, you might be a bit wary. But what about in these harder groups that we may not have wanted to pick from? What about Spain and Italy or Netherlands and France if France go on to win? Where they've both won a game.
Yeah.
They're going to want to have it out for top spot, aren't they? And play a better third place finisher sort of thing. Or have a better fixture.
Yeah.
Would you go for a player from them, but knowing that they more likely to play 2 matches, but one of the matches is going to be harder? Like, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're not just going for goals and assists, are you, nowadays? You're going for player performance marks, bonus points. So yeah, 180 minutes or whatever it might be, definitely over 90 minutes.
Yes, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I'm looking at these like Spain versus Italy, Italy versus Spain, Netherlands versus France, and then obviously France versus Netherlands. Like deciding which one out of them looks the best fixture. I think I'd like to go France against Netherlands, maybe potentially.
I think we've seen with some of the other games, like so Italy, Albania 2-1, and a few of the other results that when you're looking for some. You wouldn't have expected Spain to slap Croatia. You thought that'd be probably a tight, cagey game, 1-1 or 2-1 to 1-0 maybe. Obviously, but when you do get the two bigger sides going against each other, I don't know. I think it just opens up a little bit more.
Could come out and play.
Not as open as Scotland, but a bit more open.
We've got Andy, question 1. Now we're at the end of match day 1. Would you change your midfield to 5 or keep 3 strikers?
I'd just keep the 3. 3 big hitters at the minute. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Still got decent fixtures. I've got Mbappe, Lukaku and Ronaldo. So yeah, decent fixtures for next week. Obviously it's the Netherlands for France, but Mbappe scored against the Netherlands in qualifying both games, didn't he? So, and obviously he's one of the best players in the world. So keep for me. Yeah,
I get what Andy's getting at there. Obviously there's some good options in midfield, isn't there? But I wouldn't be losing one of the 3 strikers to do it. I'd be looking to change elsewhere if you're after another one. You can only fit 4 in. I think you've got to keep them 3 strikers.
Yeah, I had a hard time choosing 3 out of the 4, so I'm not ready to drop down to 2, personally. You think they're going to be so highly owned, like, I'd rather try and get my differential, like, with one of the other spots, I think. Just hopefully a bit more successful than Shaqiri. And then if you could choose 5 midfielders to go into match day 2, who would there be? I'm guessing budget.
Into match day 3 or into match day 2?
Match
Sorry.
day 2, sorry.
What if you had unlimited funds?
Yeah.
That's the problem. So if you were starting from now and you had unlimited funds, it'd be a lot easier. But I mean, it's hard to answer that question because you don't know how much money you're going to put up front. I'll definitely have Musiala in there. Possibly Wirtz as well. Maybe Bellingham. And I definitely have Ericsson in there as an enabler. And if I could afford it, Bruno Fernandes or something like that. If not, I'd go to Yamal or something like that, 4 million.
See, I'd throw the Belgian lads in there. I'd go Doku and De Bruyne because I think they lead into the now having lost. I think they lead in nicely to match day 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably go that route. But Musiala, Wirtz, obviously, I'd only watched Leverkusen a couple of times last season. Knew all about Musiala previously. But Wirtz impressed me in that game. I liked how direct he was and how fast he was at getting in behind. So I think he's a threat, and I think he will score a few in this tournament. So I would like Wirtz, Musiala, probably go Doku, De Bruyne. I think you'll keep Szoboszlai.
Yeah, I ain't get rid of him. You've named mine. I had Musiala, I had Doku right up there. I think today was just a weird scenario that he didn't get the bonus.
Yeah, I do.
Bruno Fernandes. And then I wanted to keep an eye on Sabitzer and that Baumgartner from Austria today. But I can't really see how they're getting on, to be honest. It doesn't look like they get many points. But
Yeah.
obviously it's hard to judge, isn't it, against France when they've got who's it? Poland next and then Netherlands. But yeah, I think they were both at 2.5, I think. But yeah, I'll have to rewatch, see how they get on.
Yeah.
Aman, what to do with Moldovan? Obviously didn't start in goal for Romania. Obviously will be gutted as well, as they did keep the clean sheet.
Yeah. I mean, you
Dubravka
just got to go across to Dubravka, yeah. I mean, they've got the stinking fixture out the way, haven't they? And got a clean sheet, so you'll put in Dubravka and then he'll concede 4. But yeah, I think that's the only really switch you need to make. We know goalkeepers from the first. How many games have been played now? 8 games. We know that these performance marks that they're trying to boost the keeper's points with aren't working either. So
yeah,
they're going to have to that'll go back to drawing board, I presume, before the Premier League games.
Yeah, I didn't check on that today, but we still yet to have a bonus.
Yeah,
keeper.
I checked it today and there was no bonus. I haven't checked the games today though.
1 second, chaps.
Obviously, it's probably the last thing on your list to do because I think you can get away with not having a goalkeeper. If there's someone else you fancy, say you need your free transfers to do, get some really exciting players in, go for that. But if not, you got a transfer spare. Yeah, I think Dubravka's the obvious move. 1.5 million. He's got Ukraine and Romania up next. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go Dubravka, I think. But yeah, like you say, I saw some people considering there was a £1 million keeper and putting him in, but we were saying just spend the extra 0.5 at the start. Yeah, dub time. Walkingfootball.com. What are your thoughts on Trent being selected for the next match following last night's performance / team formation? Are you in agreement? I think he's going to start again, same place.
Oh, I bloody hope so because I've got him in my team. He has got me wondering: do I take the money out and put it further forward? But yeah, I can't see. He didn't do much wrong. I thought he played well. Obviously, lost the ball two times. He lost the ball in the whole match, but he did a lot of positive things with the ball. So I liked watching him in midfield. And Shaqiri, I think he's got to go. Unless we get some team news before the deadline where he says, yeah, Shaqiri's going to play this game, then I'd leave him in. Obviously, we're going to have press conferences before the deadline, I would imagine, because he plays on the first game day, doesn't he? First day of the match day 2. So hopefully we might get some news that Shaqiri's going to start.
Yeah, if we get that lineup at like, what is it? The deadline's at 1, isn't it? So if we get the lineup leaked at like 12, which is about 8 hours before the game, so it's probably not going to happen. But if we did, I would keep him if we saw that he was definitely starting. DT Phillip, fixtures to target in match day 2. We've been going a while, so we'll try and blast through these a bit quicker. Best fixtures for match day 2?
Obviously, Germany's got a good fixture. Serbia, Slovenia, Belgium. I think they've got Romania and Ukraine. Obviously, they've got a good group. They should have really won today. Slovakia's fixtures look all right now. Ukraine and Romania after they got Belgium out of the way. And Portugal's got a good little run with Turkey and Georgia after they play Czech Republic. And then obviously Czech Republic have already played Portugal tomorrow, so they'll have Georgia and Turkey left. They're the teams I look at and think got decent fixtures.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't add to that.
Yeah.
That I'm looking more to 2 games worth. Then obviously, if you can look at it, go, Croatia's got Albania. That's 1 game, but then they've got Italy after that. So they'll be. I don't know. I like to look maybe a little bit longer term, but I say longer term.
I think Albania will turn Croatia over.
It won't surprise me the way they played against Spain.
Yeah, the only one I wanted to throw in there potentially, again, caveat that I've not seen what's happened tonight, but just got my eye on a couple of those Austria players maybe. But see how they get on. Miss Noopy in the chat saying Baumgartner almost got a goal in the first half, so I'll have to watch that one back. Who's up next? Best player in each position for match day 2. We had a lot of questions. I didn't get time to jot these down, but we'll have to I'll freestyle these off the top of my head. But have you got anything down for this one? Match day 2, looking at keepers. Well, we're not going to change our keeper, are we?
Lunin.
Lunin.
He'll be benched, Lunin. After that.
Got to be Dubravka for 1.5 million, isn't it? Cheap at the back.
Yeah.
Defense.
I like Luka Gay, I've mentioned.
Yeah.
Still think we looked fairly solid at the back.
I think you can't look past Cancelo.
Yeah.
I know they've not played yet, but they've got a great group, Portugal.
3 goals in qualifying, wasn't it, for him? Which is ridiculous for a keeper, for a defender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Trent as well, if he's going to still play midfield. But yeah, there's nothing really standing out. And obviously, if you're going to look longer term, maybe a Belgian defender. But I just don't know who's nailed in that team now. After
Mittelstadt looked good for Germany, didn't he?
Yeah.
Nice and attacking. I think when I'm watching the games, that's what I've been looking for the defenders, to see how high they are playing up. how much they're involved in that attacking play to try and sneak in. 3.5 million middle stat should do all right this tournament.
That was one of them ones as well where, like, do you know when you're like us, you're constantly on like the sort of fantasy football community. You think everyone's got him. But it seemed that way from everything I saw and listened to. But 14% ownership, which probably less than I thought it was going to be. To be fair, Rudiger had
I think it is. Yeah,
Rudiger came in at 20% from Germany.
Really?
For an extra million.
That's crazy.
But yeah. I guess if I wasn't doing all this, like, I wouldn't have known about him, to be fair. So I'd have gone Rudiger. Yeah. Midfielders. I mean, me and Ben went Musiala. You said Verts. I think we read through quite a few mids. And attack. If you had to just choose your front three.
The front three I've got Lukaku, Ronaldo, Mbappe.
Neither are you begging to get Kane in, though?
No. I'm really glad that I went Kane 12 man. Saves me a transfer there.
And I quite like that I've got the 12th man left, because instinctively, if Ronaldo does well, Kane would be the one that comes out. But I just know how this goes.
Yeah.
Take Kane out. We know there's every chance what could happen. So it's the same with all of them.
Don't get me wrong. When I've not got him next week, he'll probably bag a brace.
I think we've done best booster for Matchday 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captains, out of your team now, who are you captaining? Gun to your head.
Lukaku.
Against Romania.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Like how performance can put you off, but on paper you think, Romania. Ronaldo's good as well for Turkey, but probably would go Lukaku again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be tricked by that scoreline. He should have had a couple of goals. He looked good.
Again, need to watch tonight, but Mbappe's got that good record against Holland, hasn't he? 2 goals in each of the last 2 matches he played against them. So I know it looks a hard fixture, but I'd be a little bit tempted there.
Yeah. Definitely tempts me as well, that Mbappe one.
Hope to go a bit different maybe. But Lukaku did look good today.
Do you think a lot of people will avoid the Mbappe one because it's Netherlands? I just look at it as a difficult fixture, so I'm not going to put the captaincy on him.
Yeah, and I didn't think they were convincing at the back, particularly.
I wonder what's going to happen with Dumfries, because he plays like a right winger, doesn't he? So if Mbappe's playing on the left, surely they're going to...
They won't be getting away with that.
They might not play him. They might play that Gertruda at right back.
Yeah.
Be interesting. And then they might play Frimpong as the right winger and Gertruda as the right back, like they did in the other friendlies.
This is more to you, Tony, but like, if Bruno has a good game, you're not going to be tempted by a Bruno or a Doku? Because I know you do like an out there one. Or do you feel like where there's no Haaland, it's enough to be different with those big hitters?
I think there's going to be such a spread on the 3 big strikers, 4 big strikers even, because obviously now I've played 12 man, I can't have all 4 strikers for the week. That's it. I've done 4 this week. So I think obviously for the first off, you're choosing which 3 out of the 4. So that's a differential in itself. And then, so you might be 50% there. And then throwing your captaincy on one of the 3 is, I think you'll find that the captaincy is probably down 20-30% anyway. So I don't think there's any need, especially this early, to go so different.
Just while we're on it, I'll quickly see if I can bring up that captaincy. So it's 20 this week. 27% went Mbappe. 26% went Kane. 8% went Ronaldo. 5.9 went Bellingham, and then Lukaku was 4.9. So that
it was a
Lukaku one
differential too.
that would have been a lovely captaincy. So yeah, it does look like there's enough choice that you haven't really got to go too crazy. The most popular was about 25%, 26%.
Yeah, I think Lukaku's probably, depending on what Ronaldo does tomorrow night. I think Lukaku will probably be the most popular. If Ronaldo gets a couple or gets a goal, I think he could be equally as popular against Turkey. I think you're probably right, Scott. Is Mbappe is probably going to be the differential, or
Yeah.
Kane against Denmark will be a differential, especially
No,
the way England played.
Sorry, I'm just going to say that there'll be loads of England fans who just put Kane on. Like
just leave it
not
on him.
engaged, not engaged. They just put Kane.
Part two of Wispy's question, is he asking the best players from Switzerland, Czech Republic, and Slovakia? Or what are you saying that for that question?
Best players put in. All right, I think he's just highlighting the fact that they have decent fixtures. I think Czech Republic against Georgia, Switzerland, Scotland. I've not got the fixtures up here. So Slovakia, Ukraine. I mean,
unless I'm keeping Shaqiri out, I don't think I'm going to go near any of them.
Switzerland. Like I said, that duo look good, but is he going to take up one of them spots in my striking lineup? No. Slovakia, they've got their hard game out of the way now with a clean sheet. I think Dubravka's a great shout. I don't think I'll go there because obviously I've got the Ukraine back line. And you just know what happens if I take out Lunin and put in Dubravka. So I won't be doing that. Although that could save me $1 million to put elsewhere. But I don't think I'll be making too many big changes to my team. And I think this is why I went with the block in the first place. I think I think I might be leaving in my my Ukraine block.
See out the group.
Possibly taking out Knopfler and just keep the two because he got a yellow card, so I don't know. I might take him out. But other than that, we've been through the fixtures, haven't we? There's a lot of teams with good fixtures, so.
And then, I mean, better off going for highly owned players or less owned players with a good fixture. I feel there's enough players for it to be a differential. I haven't looked at the ownership on my team, but like Shaqiri, for example, like I know he didn't play, so he's a pretty crap example, but I think it was like 1% owned. Like,
yeah,
I'm feeling having the differentials as my cheap players and keeping the big hitters there. I think.
Yeah.
None of us are tempted to take out the big hitters, are we? Really?
No.
Just try and get the
I mean, it surprises me the ownership on like Lukaku is only 20% owned. Ronaldo's only 24.9% owned. Two of the biggest scorers in the competition, and they're less than a quarter owned, both of them.
The problem we've got
to put that in perspective, Musiala is more highly owned than both Lukaku and Ronaldo. So
I guess when we do the normal pod, like it's over enough time that we then get to do the top 1,000 and you get a better look at who the high up managers are choosing compared to absolutely everyone. So yeah, it's hard to get a good gauge.
These short formats are they're lotteries. They are lotteries.
We've got any defenders at 2.5 million that we're looking to look of?
There's a couple of Ukrainians if you fancy it.
That's who would have been on my list. I mean, Hancho or Hanso, who we said about. He's done all right, hasn't he?
Yeah, I was going to shout him out again. 2 million. Hansko. Fantastic record, goals and assists in domestic and qualifiers for Slovakia. So yeah, he's a good shout with them fixtures if you want to raise some funds to put up front or in midfield.
That De Kuyper from Belgium, everyone was hyped on him, and he ended up not starting today, didn't he? So
Yeah.
some people got a taste of the Shaqiri medicine today.
Yeah, Baz had it, didn't he, on the live stream?
Not just me. Who played in his place though? He was 2.5. The Bast.
The Bast, yeah. The
So
Bast
he's
played centre
2.5.
back, yeah. On the lineups, it looked like Carrasco was playing left back, but surely he wasn't. I didn't watch the match.
I'm not sure what he's down as. I only caught the.
He's a midfielder.
Carrasco used to be a wide midfielder, didn't he?
He did used to play wing back for Belgium when Martinez was in charge because he used to play free at the back.
Martinez is back there, is he not?
No, he's Portugal manager now, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
What was the old guy shouting on the edge of pitch then?
Tedesco's the manager. German manager.
The German in charge, have they?
Yeah.
Shouting out Tony Bradburn, who's saying so foul, 2 million.
Yeah, good shout.
Couple nice fixtures coming up. I'm just having a look through here if there's any that.
Like the Bast as well, 2.5 if he keeps his place. But I'm a bit worried that Vertonghen's going to take his place when he comes back.
There was a Croatia defender that did pretty well.
Sutalo.
Yeah, how much is he?
He got 3 bonus points, didn't he?
Yeah, I was looking at him and he weren't far off getting the max, I don't think. I don't know how much he was.
Tell you now.
3, just outside of our budget. He's a bit outside as well, but that who was the Italian centre half? Calafiori. I thought he looked pretty good. He was at 3 million. But yeah, a little bit out of the price range here. Have to get back on the 2.5s. I didn't get a chance to have a look at this one. We'll drop them in the Discord, Lee. And then Brothers, stick with Lunin and Zabani or waste 2 transfers replacing them. Tony, you're the man.
Stick with them. I honestly, it's not every day you get these worldy strikes going in. It's a tough one to take because Romania didn't, well, from what I've seen, didn't have many goals in them. They saved them all up for this first game. So, yeah, I'd stick with them for this second game. And I've got Lunin, Zabani and Konopla. So I think Konopla is going to come out of my team, but I will be keeping Lunin and Zabani. That's what I'm doing. I don't think it's crazy to take them out for the second game because he's still got a decent fixture. Hold the faith.
Yeah, you chose them for that two games.
Yeah, with that reason, I've gone for the Ukrainians. I know I didn't have to. If it did go wrong, which it has, I didn't have to jump away from them straight away.
Yeah, totally agree. That's why you put them in because the fixtures are good. So keep hold of them, and obviously that will enable you to spend more money in midfield and attack.
As the guy that done well for Slovenia, the guy that scored that screamer, Janza. He had 8 player performance marks, 3 bonus, and obviously scored a worldie. But can't see that he's going to be doing that every week, and still got England to play as well later. So
yeah,
I think it'll be someone that hasn't done well already. I think that's us for questions. I think we had one more on Twitter. Let's quickly just pull that one up. One of the questions actually was best 2.5 defender as well. Someone's saying Vidma. How did he get on? For
Switzerland, isn't it?
Switzerland, 2.5. So played 68 minutes, got a yellow card against Hungary. I don't know too much about him, but Scotland next fixture looks pretty nice. And then Party and Zanti, if your captain doesn't score when activating goal bonus, is it game over? It's looking that way for me. Yeah, I mean, game over. It's feeling a bit game over in terms of challenging for a really decent finish. I don't know if you think that's too premature, but I think it might be.
I think you need your captain to go off on the goal boost to win it, because I think there'll be, out of all the thousands and thousands of people playing, there'll be somebody or a group of maybe 50 to 100 people that have a massive return on that goal boost with the captain, and I think that's what wins it. We can put in as much prep as we like, but when you've got a powerful tool like that, it's a game changer.
But that's why I like the look of it early as well, because like you can imagine that people's teams are going to look very similar come the knockouts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I thought that'd be a nice different time to play it straight out the bat. I don't know do you know how many people are playing this format?
Do you know, I might be able to just see that on the.
I'm down. Mine's saying I'm about 98k, so I hope it's more than that.
Oh, it's a lot more than that. I'm down. Where am I? I'm 142,000.
There's about 300,000 for the main game, so it'd be interesting to know if it's anywhere near the amount that we had for the main game.
It's not far off. I'm at 142k. So
maybe maybe we can ask Mike FF stuff to find out for us. He's a wizard.
Yeah.
Mbappe on 3 bonus points.
Is he?
Yeah, 9 points overall.
No goal.
No goal.
Is blanking.
Another one, yeah.
Another one bites the dust. Let's get the 5 at the back. Right. Well, that's all our questions. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, feel free to leave a comment below. We'll get back to you if you've got any questions that we haven't covered. Anything to add, lads?
No, it's enjoyable. I love having 3 games of football every day. It's good, isn't it?
Just one bit of news coming in. Mbappe covered in blood, apparently, and David saying looks like a broken nose.
Oh dear.
They could be on the wind-up. We don't know. 2 people saying it, though. Got to be true.
That's not great, is it? Mbappe to Kane.
Getting back in. Right. That's it, lads. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully, we're doing a little bit better with our teams.
Hopefully. Can't do much worse. Come on, Ukraine.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much.